State of the Hobby Address, Week 2, Episode 2, guys. It's Overreaction Monday, and I have a bunch to talk about today. Some people are playing really good. Some people stink. Is it the end of Joe Burrow? Is Tua Tagovailoa the second coming of Tom Brady? And much more. We're going to be talking about all that today. Who to buy, who to sell. Let's kick it off. Let's talk about Anthony Richardson, rookie quarterback out of the University of Florida, my alma mater. You guys know I love this kid. He has been so fun to watch play. Against the Texans yesterday, he had 2 rushing touchdowns before he had to come out with a light concussion. It didn't look that bad. He didn't take a bad hit. His head just went down. Hopefully he's back soon. I'm praying the football gods don't take him away from us. To me, right now, he's Rookie of the Year favorite. To the sports books, he's number 2 behind Bijan Robinson. He's had 2 touchdowns every single game. Last week, he had a passing touchdown, 36 yards, Michael Pittman Jr. This week, he had 2 beautiful rushing touchdowns. He had one play where he was scrambling in the pocket. He had to throw the ball away. He switched hands, threw it away with his left hand. Perfect spiral, tight spiral, beautiful ball. Is he the first ambidextrous quarterback we're seeing in the league? Possibly. Like I said, he's been so fun to watch. I hope he's back soon. He's such a buy right now. He's my favorite rookie in the class. Let's go, Anthony Richardson. It was great to see John Metchie back. John Metchie, obviously a hobby wide receiver, class of 2021. It might be class of 2022. He had cancer. He came back from it. He had a reception. It was awesome to watch. John Metchie, I love you. A lot of talent at LSU. John Metchie, kind of a buy. All right, the elephant in the room. Is it the end of Joe Burrow? Did Joe Burrow sign a massive contract and turn into the next Sam Darnold, Andy Dalton, whatever meme quarterback you guys are tweeting out comparing him to? In my opinion, no. Here's what I think is going on with Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals are struggling. That is something we all can see. That's something we can't deny. The Bengals are struggling, but I think Joe Burrow is struggling especially. He had an interception last week. I don't think he's gained a yard. I don't think he's gotten a point in fantasy football, but here's the deal. I think Joe Burrow is kind of having that Baker Mayfield situation. I think Joe is a lot more injured than he's letting on, and he's playing through the injury and try to look tough, but it's backfiring because he's playing very poorly and his values are down. I wouldn't buy Joe Burrow right now. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league to be buying, especially at his really high prices, but I don't think he's as bad as the tape tells. I hope Joe Burrow sits a couple weeks out. He obviously came into the season with no warm-ups, didn't play in the preseason once. Joe Burrow, sit out for a little bit, heal yourself up. I know you hurt your calf this week. I think he'll be okay. Speaking of hobby quarterbacks, Justin Fields, you stink. Justin Fields might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen. If you have a Justin Fields card, sell it for any semblance of any pennies you could get right now because Justin Fields is horrible. He cannot read a defense. He takes too long to make decisions, gets sacked. Yeah, he's getting sacked a lot. A lot of people want to blame the offensive line. You can't, because he's holding the ball for 35 minutes back there. Of course they're going to get to him. Don't look at the stats and say, dang, the Bears have a struggling offensive line. It's not Justin Fields' fault. It is Justin Fields' fault. This guy doesn't throw the ball. He holds the ball until he gets hit. Do better, Justin Fields. Justin Fields, you stink. I'm out on you. I'm officially out on Justin Fields. He has no room to grow for me. Justin Fields is a sell. Sell Justin Fields. This guy stinks. In that same game, you had Baker Mayfield playing like Patrick frickin' Mahomes. Baker Mayfield is such a buy right now. I love Baker. I said it all offseason. I said Baker isn't as bad as people think. He played through an injury, and that's why people started to think he was really bad. He had a hurt shoulder. He still played. He led the Bears to the playoffs for the first time in who knows how long. He went in the Rams on short notice last year, and he played really well. He came to the Bucs with a stacked offense and an even more stacked defense, and he's leading them to victory. He had that beautiful dart as he was falling. He threw the ball away. Everyone's like, if Patrick Mahomes did this, you'd see it all over Twitter. Well, guess what? Baker Mayfield did it, and I'm seeing it all over Twitter. It was an incredible pass. There's no denying that. Baker Mayfield is playing so good. He's so fun to watch. Baker is such a buy. Baker Mayfield, I love you right now. Keep playing the way you are. We're looking at the collapse of a team everyone was really excited to watch in the offseason. Obviously, after 4 plays last week, Aaron Rodgers went down with an Achilles rupture, and Zach Wilson stepped in. Zach Wilson, a guy that was drafted 3rd overall in the 2021 class, shouldn't be a bad quarterback, but he is. We saw him play poorly last year, and everyone was like, oh, well, he's studying under Aaron Rodgers. He's got Aaron Rodgers to help him. They put together the Avengers of an offense over there, and Zach Wilson is still struggling. I think Zach Wilson's really their only option at quarterback right now. A lot of people are saying they should go sign someone like Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick. I don't know what you guys are smoking, but I'm not putting that in my pipe. I think Zach Wilson's there to stay. But here's the thing. I have a proposal that might save the Jets. It might set up the Vikings. This might be exactly what needs to happen. Minnesota sucks right now. They're 0-2. They're struggling. They lost to the Bucks. They lost to the Eagles. Minnesota can't get it done. So here's what I do. If I'm Minnesota, I hashtag free free Kirk. Free Kirk. Here's what you do. You trade Kirk Cousins to the Jets, and you just start your season of tanking. You're already 0-2. You're halfway there. Go 0-17. First overall pick. Caleb Williams will declare for the draft if he's going to go to Minnesota. You got Jordan Addison. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, best receiver in the league, some people say. Why wouldn't Caleb Williams go there? So you trade away Kirk, you tank, you get Caleb Williams, and you build a dynasty. That's a win. That's how the Jets save their season. That's how the Vikings kind of do something this season. Hey, sorry, Vikings fans. You're already, it's too late. It's too late. You got to tank. You got to take Caleb Williams, and you have an exciting future ahead of you. That's the solution the Jets need. That's the solution the Vikings need. It's a win for all parties involved. Kirk Cousins, a fantastic game manager quarterback, in my opinion. I think if Kirk goes to the Jets, he's got Garrett Wilson over there. It'll be a very exciting team to watch. Breece Hall, very upset. He tweeted out 4 football emojis and deleted it. Kind of upset about his carries. I don't think they know what to do over there in New York. I don't think Breece Hall has a right to get upset because think about it. You're the offensive coordinator of the New York Jets. You have a top 5 quarterback all time come to your team and he's injured after 4 plays. What do? They're probably giving up over there. So hey, Breece Hall, you'll come back swinging next week. You played really well week 1. Breece Hall still a bye. Speaking of the AFC East, there's 2 teams I want to talk about. Well, there's 3 teams I want to talk about. I already talked about one, but I want to kick it off by talking about this. Mac Jones might be good at football, guys. I was out on Mac Jones. I watched him yesterday. He just doesn't have any weapons. So people are looking at his stats. They're saying, well, he's not getting much done in New England. Who's his deep threat? Is it poo-poo shit poopster? I don't think so. If you watch Mac Jones, he's throwing some beautiful dimes, but the receivers just won't get under the ball. They won't catch the ball. I don't know what you do if you're Mac Jones. If I'm Mac Jones, I'm incredibly frustrated with that team, but he's not. He's keeping his head on straight. He's playing well. Ramondre Stevenson is a very hard guy to tackle. I think that guy's very good too. The Patriots need to add a deep threat, and then Mac Jones is going to be very good. I'll say it. Don't look at the stats. Watch the game. Mac Jones is good at football. I'll say it. And speaking of the AFC East, Josh Allen is so back, baby. I was watching Josh Allen last week. We all were. It was a primetime game, and the guy was playing like trash. And then I watch him this week, and he's the old Josh Allen again. Sure, he's jumping over people on the 7-yard line trying to get to the end zone. You're not fooling anyone, Josh Allen. But when I say Josh Allen is back, and albeit he played against the Raiders, who don't have the best defense, they got Max Crosby, they got some other weapons on their defense. They're not the best defense, but he was playing with the same play style that we saw from a prime Josh Allen. Josh Allen last week was forcing the deep ball and having a bunch of turnovers as a result. Josh Allen this week playing like the Josh Allen we all know and love. I loved watching Josh Allen this week. I think he just needs to work some kinks out, and then he's again a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. No denying that. Josh Allen is back. Let's stay in the AFC East, though. Last week, I told you guys Tua is going to be the MVP. This week, so do the sportsbooks. Tua Tagovailoa is the MVP frontrunner candidate right now, and he had a beautiful game. And I know what you guys are all saying out there. Oh, well, he has Tyreek. Oh, well, he has Jalen Waddle. Guess what, guys? On passes not to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, he was 12 for 13. 12 for 13. Tua has no offensive line. That was everyone's worry with Tua Tagovailoa. Hey, that guy has no offensive line. He's literally going to die. Guess what? Tua gets the ball off in like 0 seconds. He calls hike, and then before you can blink, the ball is already thrown because his offense is so fast. I don't think he was sacked at all this season until the 3rd quarter of this Patriots game. It's unreal how fast he's getting the ball away. This Miami offense, obviously so fast. They have 2 of the top 5 fastest wide receivers in the league. Number 1, Tyreek Hill, I think number 4 or something like that. Jalen Waddle, incredibly fun to watch. Unfortunately, Jalen Waddle had a little helmet to helmet, had a concussion. I have 2 jerseys hanging in my room. Jalen Waddle, Anthony Richardson, both those guys have concussion. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm the problem. Tua, such a buy. So fun to watch. Everyone wanted to call him Noodle Arm. Well, guess what? I'll tell you who has a noodle arm. It's Daniel Jones. Yes, the Giants might have gotten away. Scrape by against the Cardinals, who are the worst team in the NFL on paper. I think the worst team in the NFL might be the Vikings right now. But on paper, the worst team in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals. The Giants heavily struggled against them. And I was watching Daniel Jones. Vanilla Vic got a massive contract, and he's worse than his stats say. If you look at Daniel Jones' stats from the game, you'll be like, wow, that guy played very well. Maybe he's a buy. I watched Daniel Jones, and there were many instances where he had a receiver wide open on a breakaway, absolutely burned the Cardinals secondary, but he threw it short. One was caught, the other one was underthrown, almost intercepted. One was caught, but if he would have thrown it 2 yards further, it would have been caught for a touchdown. Daniel Jones is very much struggling. Saquon Barkley got injured. I don't think many people were buying Saquon Barkley because of that. He is very injury prone. I didn't think it happened by week 2. I'm praying for him. I hope he gets better fast. He's a fun guy to watch. He's not fun when he's injured. And yeah, unfortunately, Saquon Barkley went down. I think the Giants season might be close to over. I know it's week 2. I'm early calling that, but the Giants season might be close to over. Daniel Jones, a lot worse than his stats say I'm officially out on Daniel Jones. Watching that game, if I was a Daniel Jones buyer or Daniel Jones collector, I would have been incredibly frustrated with the player I saw. Again, the stats tell a lie. They tell a story of a quarterback that played a lot better than he did. I watched that game. He did not play well. Daniel Jones, you stink. Sam Howell. Sam Howell's clutch. I mean, they were down by like 2-3 possessions to the Broncos. Sam Howell led the team to a game-winning drive. I really enjoyed the Sam Howell we watched play. I think he had a fumble. Not a big deal. Actions happen. He's a young player. Sam Howell's a buy. He's playing very well. That Washington Commanders offense is very fun to watch. They're undefeated right now. They haven't really tested themselves. They played the Cardinals and then they played the Broncos. I'm excited to watch the Commanders play a real team. I think they play the Bills this week. That'll be an exciting game. Sam Howell's one to watch right now. Kenny Pickett plays tonight. I'll give you my opinion on him next week. But yeah, the 2022 quarterback class, Sam Howell, you're playing very, very good. Speaking of front runners from their class, everyone was huge on Justin Herbert. I don't know what the deal with Justin Herbert is. Is he the social media quarterback everyone talks about, can't get it done? Is he trapped over there in LA with the talent of a guy like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow? That's what everyone seems to think. I don't know. I'm watching this game. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. His one highlight that was posted everywhere was him just chucking up the ball and it getting caught. I don't think that was a Justin Herbert play. I think that was like an act of God, because that was a lucky play. And if that's the highlight coming out of that game, I don't know, Justin Herbert. You blew the game to the Titans. You cost me my 3-leg parlay. That's what I'm really upset about. Justin Herbert, I think he might be a sell right now. I'm not in on Justin Herbert yet. Justin Herbert hasn't convinced me yet. He's had 3 years to convince us, and everyone blames his team. Everyone blames LA. Everyone blames the offensive coordinator. Why don't we start blaming the guy that isn't getting it done? He's not winning. He's 0-2. He lost to Tua. This week he lost to Ryan Tannehill. Do better, Justin Herbert. I'm out on Justin Herbert. Now let's look over at the offensive rookie of the year front runner right now, Bijan Robinson. He's an absolute blast to watch. He was one of the players I was so excited about collecting this year. He's so good. He's a generational talent of a running back. He's a lot like Derrick Henry. He's a little faster than Derrick Henry. He's been so fun to watch. You're not seeing him make these flashy plays. You know, he's not getting 100-yard gains like everyone expected him to. So people are like, Bijan stinks. Alligator is the better running back on the team. I'm telling you, people are saying that. I don't agree with them. They're so far from wrong. If you watch the plays Bijan creates, he takes nothing and he turns it into something. Bijan's so fun to watch. He's kind of the only thing to watch on that Falcons offense right now. They're pounding the ball a lot with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. They're kind of running that 2 running back system. They also have Joker Cordero Patterson listed on their depth chart. I'm not entirely sure if they're using him much. Desmond Ridder not doing much of anything. He did have a rushing touchdown. Watching Desmond Ridder play is very, very frustrating. Sure, he's putting up stats. He's scoring touchdowns. He's not throwing a lot of interceptions, but he's not throwing the ball. You know, Drake London week 1 was in for 90% of the plays. Didn't have one single play. Didn't have one reception. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons when it comes to throwing the ball. I guess you can't throw the ball when you don't have a quarterback. Desmond Ridder playing very horribly. I'm not excited about watching him play with the Falcons offense. That Falcons offense is so stacked. You got Kyle Pitts. You got Drake London. You got Bijan Robinson. Tyler Algier. This team is very, very good, and they're getting held back by their quarterback. Desmond Ridder needs to step it up. They need to start throwing the ball a lot more. Yes, they scraped by the win against the Packers led by Jordan Love, but I'm not convinced. I'm not in on the Falcons right now. I'm definitely not in on Ridder. I love Bijan Robinson. Bijan will forever be a buy. Like I said, generational running back talent, incredibly fun to watch. Let's look at Jordan Love that game, though. Jordan Love, beautiful plays. Jordan Love was playing fantastic. Jordan Love, I was not huge on. We watched him play last season. He had like 3 interceptions in one game. Now this is back-to-back weeks where Jordan Love has thrown for 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love playing fantastic until the end there. It's crunch time. You're winning by just 1 possession. It's your time to get the ball in. You get a false start called on your offense. You had some situation where you butt fumbled the ball. Jordan Love couldn't lead the team to a clutch comeback. Again, he's young. That's not expected out of a guy like him. Jordan Love still a buy. Still a solid quarterback. Going to be very fun to watch this season. Jared Goff. Jared Goff is secretly the best buy in the hobby. Jared Goff is secretly one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He statistically was the best quarterback in the league last year, and then you look at him this year, and he's throwing like 85 touchdowns a game. The Lions are out Jameson Williams right now because he's a gambling addict, but hey, they still got Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they're getting it done with him. Jared Goff has been so fun to watch. He's throwing so many touchdowns, and he's flying under the radar. I think Jared Goff is a sneaky buy. That Lions offense, so many weapons, and Jared Goff is just getting it done. Statistically, he's phenomenal, and no one's talking about him. I think the Lions ended up losing that game because the Seahawks kind of clutched it up in the gulag, but Jared Goff is such a buy, so fun to watch, and he's getting it done. He's under your radar. You're not paying attention to Jared Goff. No one is. The hobby will start paying attention in a couple weeks. Buy Jared Goff, load up on him quietly right now. In a couple weeks, if he's playing the way he is right now, when he gets Jameson Williams back, he'll be playing a lot better. He's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he doesn't have a lot of competition right now because we finally got to see Trevor Lawrence go head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes, a little rematch of that AFC Championship last year, and that game was so boring. Calvin Ridley, you guys know I'm huge on Calvin Ridley, played like a monster. In pass interference, he got pushed to the ground. He still managed to make that beautiful catch. Trevor Lawrence overthrowing all his receivers. He's struggling with the deep balls in the end zone. I think Zay Jones had 2 touchdowns where he couldn't get both feet down because Trevor kind of overthrew it. I think Calvin Ridley had a touchdown, but he didn't get his feet in, so it wasn't a touchdown. That's 3 touchdowns that could have been touchdowns had Trevor Lawrence put the ball a little lighter. And these wide receivers need to remember, you're not in college anymore. You got to get both your feet down. Trevor played a good enough game. I don't think he played good. I don't think he played bad. Obviously, they lost the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, happy birthday. It was his birthday yesterday. Patrick Mahomes not doing much, but he's got nothing. He's got no one to throw to. Kadarius Toney fumbles away a ball. Kadarius Toney, I feel so bad for you. It's like, it's not even funny anymore. I just feel bad for you. Just week after week, you're just embarrassing yourself out there. Sky Moore had a great gainer. Is Sky Moore the only person that can catch a football on the Chiefs? I think he is, and that's not good for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are really, really going to struggle this year because Patrick Mahomes doesn't have anyone to throw to. It's Patrick Mahomes, all things considered, all things held constant. He might go down as the greatest quarterback of all time. I have faith in him. I'm not giving up on him. I think they're going to figure things out over there in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, obviously, a hold forever. Now let's look at the Cowboys. Obviously a fantastic defense, but my God, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is a monster. He's in every play. He's getting double, triple teamed, and he's just getting back there. Micah Parsons, insane to watch. On the same note, CeeDee Lamb playing the best football ever. If I'm in a multi-year pick your team in 2021, 2020, I'm chasing the Cowboys because Micah Parsons is a generational talent. CeeDee Lamb is playing incredible. That Cowboys are a force to reckon with this year. This might be the year. I mean, the Cowboys always struggle in the playoffs, so if they can make it to the playoffs, they can get a playoff win. I don't think they've gotten a playoff win in my entire life. They might have. But the Cowboys forced to reckon with CeeDee playing amazing, Micah Parsons playing amazing. They can't be stopped.